Show. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. Coming your way with a smile today. Down the humorous path with a lark and a laugh. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. The Baaaaahbra Show. Welcome to Humorous Adventures with Baaaaahbra.
Welcome once again to the Humorous Adventures with Baaaaahbra. I'd like to continue on about my stories being the ultimate sportswoman, part 2. I took horseback riding at a very young age. There happened to be a place not far from where I lived. And these horses, let's just say, they've been around the trail quite a few times. And I really don't think they were taken care of very well because when I was put on the horse, they would just walk very slowly. They looked like they all had arthritis, but probably that was a good thing because I was just a little girl and that was a good speed for me. But the horses, they had been on this trail so many times, and I was told too later on that a horse really knows if you know what you're doing on the horse or not. So the horse was walking very close to the trunk of the tree. Now, visualize this. If you're on a horse and the horse is walking very close to the trunk of the tree, the passenger is going to get hit with all these branches, and that's what was happening. I was getting branches in my face and scratches. Okay, we got away from the trees, and now we came upon a very little pond. But the horse decided when he got to the pond, he just didn't want to cross. And all of a sudden, he starts getting on his knees and he starts to roll over. So I jump off screaming, and thank goodness I jumped off in time or else I would have been a little pancake. And I think really he just didn't want to cross the pond, and he was probably a little itchy because they probably didn't groom the horses that often or that well. So that was my first experience. But did that stop me? No. I had another opportunity to go horseback riding, and I said, sure, sign me up. Now, this sounded great. Horseback riding on the beach. I'm older now, and it was in the summer, and they said, just wear sneakers. That's really the only criteria. Well, I kind of like freedom of feet, and I don't like wearing sneakers, so I thought flip-flops, why not? So I show up in my shorts and flip-flops, and they said, we told you to wear sneakers. Oh, well. Now, I told them, I'm not really good at horseback riding, so can you give me somebody that's really slow? That would be my pace. So they said, sure, this horse is for you. And we're on a trail, and we go, and we're now on the beach. This is nice. And I'm trotting along on the beach when all of a sudden, I don't know why, there was a huge noise, like somebody shot a gun off. I know that didn't happen, but that's what it sounded like. And my horse just took off and started galloping, and I'm screaming. And thank goodness the guy that was running the whole thing, caught me, or else I'd probably still be riding off into the sunset right now. Again, I had another opportunity for horseback riding. We were on vacation in Puerto Vallarta. And of course I had to sign up for this. Horseback riding, once again, on the beach and a trail up the mountains. But I said to the guy running the operation, I said, I've had some not great experiences with horseback riding. So do you think you have a guide that can ride with me? He said, sure. So now I'm on the horse and the guide's behind me, and we're trotting along the beach. And now I feel completely safe because if the horse decides to take off or whatever happens, this guy's got control of the horse. And as we continue to go on the trail, all of a sudden, I feel the guide's hands are going up like this. And so I push his hands down like this. And then the guide's hands are going up like this. Well, needless to say, that happened to be the scariest one of all 3 horseback riding adventures. But I'll tell you what, if I ever hear of an opportunity to go horseback riding again, I'm still going to do it. Yep, that's right. Now, moving on from horseback riding, I had an opportunity with a company that I was working with. We went on vacation to Puerto Rico, and it was this really nice resort, and they had kayaks. And the company thought that it would be fun to have kayak racing. So I go out, and I had never kayaked before, but I'm a good swimmer. My father always had boats. How hard could this be? So there was a race. We had 2 teams, girls and the guys. I'm up against the guy, and time. So what we're supposed to do is paddle out around this buoy and then come back. So I'm paddling, I'm doing pretty good. And then all of a sudden, when it came time to turn, to go around the buoy, I can't turn. And I am, as much as I tried to go around the buoy, I'm going out to sea. So everybody's screaming, no, turn, come back. Finally, they had to send the lifeguard out to get me. So I said, okay, well, that's that. I'm done. No, we're going to do it again. The losers are going to go out again. Great. All right, I can do this. I go in the kayak again. Ready? Go. So now I'm going, and I'm starting to turn around the buoy when I get stuck. And now I just can't totally get around the buoy. So finally, they had to send the lifeguard out again to get me around the buoy so I could come back. So because it was a company event, they were giving out gag gifts. And for me, they gave me a postcard, and it was a postcard of this really handsome guy saying, meet me at Cabana 8, at midnight. Because they kept teasing me to say, we knew you could do it. You just wanted an opportunity to meet that lifeguard. I'll never tell the truth. Now, as far as exercise equipment, I'm queen of infomercials. I've purchased so many different things. One idea that I thought would be really good is an air bike to have in my house. I'll never forget, I moved into a new place, and I thought, great, I'll have an air bike and I'll be able to watch TV. Well, the thing was, even though it was an air bike, it made so much noise when you had to pedal that in order to hear the TV, I had to put it up full blast. And, I just didn't want the neighbors screaming at me, so the air bike had to go, as well as so many other things that I had. But hey, at least I gave them a try. However, I now have, this called it Ab Lounge. And really, it's like a lounge chair. You lie in it, and it makes it really easy to do sit-ups. So think about it. You're in a lounge chair. You're just lying there. And it works like this. So it takes the pressure off your neck and your back. And it works like this. So I still have that. I also have the total gym that I can put in my living room to watch TV, because it really doesn't make any noise. It's all resistance, just pulling the ropes, and you could set the tension and the amount of weight. So I still have that one, and I love that one. So I do have now 2 pieces of exercise equipment that really work. However, the problem is that I maybe don't use it as often. Maybe I don't use it that often. I get in spurts. So either I'm doing it every day, or then I go on a trip and travel, and then I'm like, no. So sometimes the total gym is great for after you do a wash for some sweaters that you don't want to put in the dryer. You can just, let the sweaters just hang on the total gym. It's very nice to how you can dry your laundry. So that's just another tip in case you have a total gym. Now, another time, actually, I took up tennis when I was about 40, and I took lessons with my friend. We thought, let's just learn tennis, how to play the right way. We were playing tennis every weekend. This was great. Went on tournaments, and a lot of times there would be these couples tournaments, and the guy on the opposite side, I don't know why, it's supposed to be fun, would just serve and go bam. And because he was putting so much power into the serve, it would go out of bounds, and we'd win just because he couldn't play. It's a lot of fun. I had the tennis outfit. I still do. I have all the nice little cute tennis outfits. Now the trick where you have to get the ball with the tennis racket from your foot, I practiced and I practiced and I practiced that. Still don't really have that down. But the friend that I was playing tennis with for so long moved further away from me that we couldn't play that often. So I saw on the internet that there's a tennis ball machine. You could load it up with 100 balls. It was battery powered. Thinking this could be good. It said it weighed 30 pounds though. And I'm not sure how much 30 pounds would be, so I called them up and they said, well, it's as heavy as a small TV. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I can lift a small TV. At the time, I lived in a high-rise, and after the use of this tennis ball machine, I had to bring it up to my house, charge it, bring it back. Let me just say, it really weighed a lot more than, in my mind, what a small TV weighed. Anyway, it was time to use the tennis ball machine. It was a busy court, and I set it all up, and here I am in my little outfit, and there were a group of guys that were playing right beside me, and first they were watching me like, what's that machine? I loaded it up with 100 balls. Here I am, I'm ready, and whatever setting I put it on, the balls started shooting up into the other court. And all these people were screaming because they were getting bombarded with tennis balls. They didn't know where it was coming from because I was on the other side. So I quickly run to the tennis ball machine. I make some adjustments, thinking, okay, I've got it right. I go over to the other side. I'm ready. And the balls are coming out like this, dribble, dribble, dribble. Now, these guys next to me were just, they couldn't believe it. It was like an I Love Lucy comedy hour. I run over, I adjust again to have the settings, and I go over, and now it's working great. And I love the fact that the balls were oscillating, so I didn't know really where they were coming from. But after making the settings and adjusting, I had about 10 minutes before all the juice went out, and I had to take my tennis ball machine back. But anyway, I'll tell you what, I still have the tennis ball machine. Haven't charged it in a long time, but if you're interested, let me know. Well, once again, thank you for joining me on the humorous adventures of Baaaaahbra.
It's the Baaaaahbra Show. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. Coming your way with a smile today, down the humorous path with a lark and a laugh. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. The Baaaaahbra, the Baaaaahbra.